Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, October 4th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Last weekend, the town of Norwood and the Health Department hosted its semi-annual Household Hazardous Waste Day at the composting facility on Winter Street. Residents lined up early with carloads of recyclable materials such as old electronics, appliances, and hazardous waste. Jeff Cabral of Complete Recycling Solutions explained what his company's role is during this event.
And we're on a beautiful day here, and today we're actually collecting electronics and universal waste, including batteries and miscellaneous cell phones and whatnot. So we collect the material, as you can see behind me, and the certain materials that we collect are air conditioners, televisions, flat screens, computers, miscellaneous e-waste, which could be printers, copiers, DVD players, stereo equipment, speakers, and such. And we take that material and we disassemble that material at a facility in Fall River.
Cabral explains the importance of towns having events like this.
You know, I hate to use the term the right thing to do, but it is the right thing to do. It's when you throw something in the trash and it can't be used again, there's just something better off of having that material broken down or baled. Like, for example, all our CR material, all that plastic that's around the CRT material is removed by hand, and that gets smashed, or I should say baled, into like 2,000-pound bales for plastic to go to a downstream vendor to melt that down into more plastic.
There was an open house this week celebrating the rededication of the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds building. The Registry of Deeds is located in Dedham Center and stores over 8 million land documents. Let's learn more about the open house and what the registry does from the Register of Deeds, Norwood's Bill O'Donnell.
Today we're celebrating the rededication of the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds building. It was built in 1903. It's housed records here, real estate records dating back to 1793. And this is actually the fourth location of the Registry of Deeds. And there was a commitment to preserve this historic building, and it's been a 10-year project culminating in the last restoration in 2018 into 2019. And we're here celebrating the rededication. You know, the registry is an arm of government that many people don't really know much about, but it's a very important arm of government because it deals with the biggest asset most of us have, which is our homes. All the real estate records that get recorded, dating back to 1793, get recorded here. So when you buy a house in Norwood, when you borrow money from a local institution like the Norwood Bank, when you go to the Conservation Commission or get a variance from the Board of Appeal, it has to get recorded here. When you're lucky enough to pay off a mortgage, it gets discharged here. All those community land records get recorded here, and that's our principal function. But what we've done as an organization is try to modernize it. You know, it's an old historic building. I love history. You can see the books around here. There's we're approaching 38,000 books. We still do it the old-fashioned way, printing books, but every document has been scanned in dating back to 1793 and is available on our website, www.norfolkdeeds.org. So again, it's a place where a lot of business, real estate business, gets done. Have to thank the Madrigals, their special students there from the Norwood High School that are performing behind us. Thanks to Catherine Moen and Jennifer Hartnett from the Norwood Fine Arts Department, Norwood High School Fine Arts Department, because it's just great having the students here singing. And I want to thank my staff, not only for putting this event on, but I believe we have the best staff in Norfolk County, and I want to thank them, all the employees, for their work.
Stay tuned after this break to learn about a fun new addition to St. Catharines and for this week's Living Local.
The Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation was established in 1998 in memory of Michelle Kennedy, a young Norwood resident who suffered with leukemia. During Michelle's battle, the entire Norwood community, many of whom did not know Michelle, joined together to support her in her time of need, and it is in that spirit the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation continues. The mission of the foundation is to provide assistance to Norwood residents who are in need due to a catastrophic medical occurrence. The Circle of Hope Foundation aims to alleviate the stress of everyday expenses for Norwood families during their time of need. Over the years, their assistance has covered housing expenses, utilities, food, and various medical expenses. The Circle of Hope relies on referrals and direct requests to find those in need. If you know of a Norwood resident who needs assistance, or if you are a resident who needs some yourself, please call the Norwood Circle of Hope at 781-762-3549 or write to the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation, P.O. Box 421, Norwood, Massachusetts 02062. To learn more about the Circle of Hope or to get involved, visit norwoodcoh.org.
Welcome back. At the end of last school year, a committee made up of teachers and staff began the task of designing a new and safer playground at St. Catherine of Siena School. With the help of local contractors, St. Catherine of Siena School opened its playground on the first day of school. This past Saturday, St. Catherine's had a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the brand new playground. When asked, a kindergarten student responded, "This is the best playground ever and worth the wait." St. Catherine of Siena School would like to thank Joe McMahon and the team from Altiplay Parks and Playgrounds, Cataldo Landscaping, Lambert Painting, Shea Masonry, Distinctive Fencing, and Hayes Building and Remodeling Incorporated. Have you been telling yourself that you need to get back to the gym? Yeah. Well, the Norwood Space Center has the spot for you. CrossFit Prosperity is a gym for all ages and abilities. NCM Station Manager Megan Corbett caught up with its owner Craig Robertson to ask why CrossFit Prosperity is different from others. Let's learn all about it on this week's Living Local.
Craig Robertson, owner of CrossFit Prosperity, always envisioned owning his own gym and helping people become fit. In 2011, his dream became a reality.
I opened CrossFit Prosperity in the beginning of 2015 in Walpole. It had been a pretty long journey of wanting to own my own gym since I was 15 years old. Originally it was going to be just like a regular big box gym, but I did an internship in one and it wasn't really my speed of kind of forcing people to sign up and hoping that they don't actually work out. And then I found CrossFit in 2011 and it was really more hands-on of working with people, and you want them to come and you want them to get better and you want them to succeed. You kind of follow up with them, make sure they attend, work with them a little more intensely. And that was really what I was looking for with fitness, was to actually be able to help people.
Craig's lifelong interest in sports, exercise, and its science led to his chosen profession.
I played sports from when I was 4 years old up until through high school. I started working out like weight-wise when I was 15. And then I went to college for exercise science. And that's where I was trying to own my own regular gym, but just kind of learning the science behind actual training people versus just taking a course. And then post-college, I got into CrossFit, and then been doing that for almost 9 years now.
A CrossFit workout isn't your typical gym workout. You are coached from start to finish.
Yeah, so when you go to the gym to just work out, you're kind of on your own. It's just everything's there and you have to figure out what to do. Where with CrossFit, you come in, it's just an hour-long class. You have a trainer the whole time. We take you through from start to finish, telling you exactly what to do, how much weight to do, how many reps to do, how fast to go. We modify the workouts to your own level. We train people here from 15 years old up to 70 years old, and they all work out in the same class with each other, doing the same workout, but to their level. So the big misconception about CrossFit is it's for like really intense athletes, when in actuality CrossFit is just a blend of all types of fitnesses that everybody can do.
With CrossFit gyms popping up in many places, Craig credits the community that has come to his gym as the differentiating factor from other CrossFit gyms.
I think the community that we have is really unique. I've been fortunate. I've worked at 7 or 8 different gyms in the 9 years I've been in CrossFit, and the people that I was fortunate enough to get here are all very good, encouraging people. They're nice to each other. A lot of people have made friends that they invite to their weddings and hang out with outside of the gym. And then our staff is great too. Like, our least qualified instructor is a doctor. Everybody knows what they're doing and they're comfortable working with everybody.
Craig wanted a name that enticed people to come to the gym.
So I was trying to find a name that wasn't really aggressive. Like, a lot of them are like CrossFit in your face, and then some of them are CrossFit like the town that they're in. But I was looking for something that was more, my goal was to get you healthy and happy, not just fit, right? I wanted it to be prosperous, so that's kind of what we settled on.
With its location at the Norwood Space Center, CrossFit Prosperity has been welcomed with open arms to the town of Norwood.
the town's been super helpful going through all the building permits and that stuff. The deputy fire chief we worked with was great. All the inspectors were good.
There are no limitations when working out at CrossFit Prosperity. Craig welcomes everyone.
Mainly that we've worked with everybody, like from young to old. We've worked with people coming back from injuries, like really catastrophic injuries, people that have had disc fusions, all sorts of stuff. And everybody's been able to do what we do. Just because it looks intense from the outside doesn't mean that what you'd actually do would be intense. It would be like intense for you, but not comparatively. Like you and I could be in the same class doing the same workout, but we're going to be at different levels doing that. But you're capable of it. Like everybody can work out. Like there's no, I'm out of shape, I can't do this. This is the point of doing it, right? Is to get into shape. So that would be the big thing, I think.
To find out more about CrossFit Prosperity, visit their website or Facebook page.
Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government. Welcome back to Norwood News. After a lengthy executive session on Tuesday night, the Board of Selectmen reconvened in open meeting. The board met briefly with John Cody of Norwood Fire Department and representatives of DC Village Nissan to discuss the application of a VIF, or Volatile Inflammable Fluid license, for the property located at 84 Moore Street. The license would be used to replace already existing propane heating tanks. The board approved the license unanimously. Continued from last week's meeting, Ibrahim Elisah of Supreme Auto Plug LLC appeared before the board and was granted a Class II used auto license. The Board of Selectmen will not meet next week due to special town meeting. The board's next scheduled meeting will be Tuesday, October 15th. Wednesday, the Conservation Commission met briefly to settle a few agenda items, including a request for extension conditions to an airplane hangar to be closer to the control tower, an extension for taking out old foundations on 429 Neponset Street, and the Treasurer's Report. The Conservation Commission's next meeting is October 16th. To round off the light week of government, the Permanent Building Construction Committee met Thursday night and continued discussions on the number of projects going on around town. The meeting began with an update on the chapel and an update on the work being done to fix the leaking roof at Norwood High School. Following those updates, Bernie Cooper sat down with the committee to discuss the work being done on the elevator at Town Hall. To end the meeting, the committee introduced their newest member. The next meeting for the PBCC will be later this month. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
Stop by the Norwood Morrill Memorial Library and check out magazines, newspapers, DVDs, and of course, books. The library also offers a variety of services, including passport renewal, a notary, and tutoring, with multiple different meeting rooms which can be booked for your convenience. Take advantage of online digital resources and get assistance with all of your research needs. Kids can enjoy the children's room stocked with books and toys. There are also a variety of programs for children and adults. And if you can't make it into the library can come to you with home delivery. The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To learn more, go to www.norwoodlibrary.org.
Welcome back. Now we're going to toss it across the studio to our Norwood Schools reporter to recap everything that has happened this week in the Norwood Public School District.
Hi guys, I'm Stephen Ellinger, a senior here at NHS. Let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. Little Mustangs Preschool Academy has been learning all about apples this week. The children enjoyed reading stories about apples like Big Red Apple and Dr. Seuss's popular book, 10 Apples Up on Top. They practiced their balancing skills by trying to walk with apples on their heads, just like the animals in the story. The children enjoyed making applesauce and mini apple pies. The children also enjoyed painting with apples, bubble wrap, and sponges to create apple-tastic projects. They had fun playing a number of games using apple counters and clothespins, as well as playing some roll and count math games. After talking about the different colors of apples, the children had a taste test to see which color apple was their favorite. Who knew learning about apples could be so delicious? At the Balch School, they combined art and literacy, and students in all grades read the dot with art teacher Miss Calkins. The students designed their own unique dot and created beautiful displays in the hallways. Balch students are so excited to start using their recess equipment donations. Thank you to our PTO and all the wonderful Balch families. The Callahan School has partnered with the American Cancer Society to raise funds and awareness for this great cause. Students and staff are donating coins for the Pennies for Pink effort. To date, the school has raised $150 and the project will conclude at the end of the month. In addition, grades 1 through 4 are actively involved in piloting different ELA programs. The district will then adopt a program based upon feedback from staff and students. Growth mindset is the norm with the Callahan School, with doors and bulletin boards providing positive messages to all. The highlight is the superhero hallway created by Miss Gay. At the Coakley Middle School, the students had a successful food drive for the food pantry. Grade 6 collected the most items, and a big shout out to Miss Rodriguez's class for bringing in 80 items. Great job, CMS. In district-wide news, the Norwood Public Schools has been exploring the important topic of school start times and the impact it has on our students' health, development, and academics. The School Start Times Task Force is in the process of distributing surveys through MPS to help us analyze information specific to Norwood. They're asking all parents and guardians of students grades preschool through 12th grade to take a brief anonymous online parent-guardian survey. The survey can be found on the school website, norwood.k12.ma.us. Well, that's it for school news. For more information about the Norwood school system, please check the website, Facebook, and watch NCM. Now, let's go to Brian Dunn for the latest sports news.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the sports update for this week. My name is Brian Dunn, and although a lighter week in sports, the Mustang picked up some key wins as we head into the October slate. Same as last week, we begin our recap with yet another last-second finish at Murray Field. And another great game for you on tap. The Mustangs and the Wolverines set the new battle, and Norwood found its running game early yet again. Sabu DeCall breaks a few tackles and finds the end zone for the first score of the day, 7-0 Stangs. A bad decision by Norwood proves costly as an INT gets taken to the house. That'll tie the score at Murray Field at 7-7. DeCall again finding space in between the tackles. He grabs his second TD of the day to put the Mustangs ahead. Westwood in the red zone now looking to tie. Quarterback scrambles and finds his man in the corner of the end zone late. Tie ball game going into the fourth quarter. Stangs down by just one, and Jason Dennehy with the keeper. Big time play that puts the Stangs ahead late in the fourth quarter to seal the victory 29-22. Let's hear from Coach Lopes and Jason postgame.
It was a back and forth game. Westwood's a good team. Right when we scored the first touchdown, I thought we had all the momentum, and then I had to ruin it and throw a pick six. And then after that, at halftime, it was tied 14-14, and our guys came together because they weren't getting that many yards in the first half. But in the second half, they were getting a lot of yards. We actually were down, and then after, my teammates were just picking me up. I mean, it's easy to have a game-winning drive when the guys in front of you are big guys that have so much endurance. It's ridiculous. And to come out with a win was just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, it was exciting, right? It comes down to the wire. I just told these guys they're going to give me a heart attack. One of the things that was great, we drove all the way down. We started driving. Our team's going crazy. Everything's going mental on the sidelines. I grab our quarterback, Jason Denny. I said, listen, calm down. Bring everybody together. One play later, he skirts in from 15 yards out. The kid's an unbelievable athlete. We played a full team game. Defense coming up at the end. Daniel Olo made a bunch of big plays. Aiden Pryor. Just an exciting game. Never gave up. It was pretty awesome.
Recapping the rest of the week, golf loses to the Norton Lancers over at TPC Boston 280-260. And volleyball loses to Foxborough in straight sets. Boys cross country picks up a team victory over Medfield in another home meet at the Coakley. Kevin Sisk sets a personal record, snagging second place as the Mustangs remain even at 2-2. The girls, however, fall to the Warriors. Golf gets back on the right track with a win over Millis 260 to 249, and field hockey, after a tough slate last week, edges Medway on the road 3-1 to round out the Wednesday scoreboard. Boys soccer, ahead of a weekend slate, grabs a big win over Westwood 4-1 on Thursday. The girls, however, dropped their decision to the Wolverines. And we got a card off, folks. Not every day a match comes down to a tiebreaker, but Norwood prevails against Medway via card off. And rounding out the weekly scoreboard here, volleyball loses to Axman and Medway in straight sets. And that's a recap for this week, but you don't want to miss what NCM has in store for you this weekend. I'll throw it down to the boys soccer captains, who has a very special message about Saturday's game.
Hi, I'm Jaden, boys soccer captain. I'm TJ, boys soccer captain. This Saturday is a very special event to the Norwood boys soccer team, as it is the first annual Fernando Morales Cup, Norwood boys soccer versus Dedham boys soccer. If you can't make it to the game, make sure to tune in live at Norwood Community Media. The game starts at 5. See you there.
That's right, the first annual Morales Cup will be held at Dedham High School at 5 p.m. NCM will be live from Dedham High starting at 4:45 p.m. We will have the boys and girls game as part of our doubleheader coverage Saturday night, so be sure to tune in. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Brian. October is here, which means Fall Fest is right around the corner. The Recreation Department has a jam-packed weekend in store, and we caught up with Katie Seastead, who has the breakdown on a fun-filled weekend.
Hi Norwood, Katie Seastead here. I'm talking about Fall Fest weekend. It is our first time trying this out. We have a bunch of different events. Thursday we have the sock hop for ages 3 to 6 at the Civic Center from 6 to 7:30. On Friday we have the Glow Middle School dance party. That is from 7 to 8:30 at the Civic. For everyone that attends that event, they will be entered in to win some Celtics tickets. And then we have Saturday. We have 3 big events. Starting at 11 a.m. at the DPW lot, we have Trunk or Treat. And that goes until 12 noon. We ask everyone to bring $1 or canned donations for stocking the shelves at the Norwood Food Pantry. And then we have our Boo Brew at the Castle Island Brewing Company from 2 to 3:30. Anyone who attends that event will be entered to win Bruins and Celtics tickets, as well as some of our Fall Fest giveaways of our blankets. And then that night we have a movie on the Commons. We did change the time. We moved it up a little bit, and it will be at 7 o'clock. We partnered with Impact Norwood. The movie will be Inside Out. We're super excited to have the event on the Commons. If it is raining, we will move it indoors to the Civic Center gym. And then lastly, to wrap it all up, we have our pumpkin float. That's right, Sunday, October 13th, we will have our pumpkin float from 6 to 9 p.m. We're asking all pumpkins to pre-register with Marie Duffy Kid, so that way we know how many pumpkins we're going to send floating. At that event, we will have inflatables, we will have pumpkins floating, music, giveaways. We have the Cub Scouts making fresh s'mores for $1, apple cider, apple donuts, some of our fall favorites. We look forward to bringing our community together, and we hope that you come to one of the events, if not all of them. We will be giving away Fall Fest weekend blankets at all the events for our first couple people that come. We have 125 of them to give away. We look forward to seeing you in Norwood, and have a great weekend for Fall Fest weekend.
Just a reminder that special town meeting will begin Monday night at 7:30 p.m. and will be covered live on Norwood Community Media's government channel. This year's special town meeting will cover 15 articles with a number of important topics, such as the Moderna TIF, the St. Street purchase, and the funding of the Coakley Middle School feasibility study. Tune in to NCM for live coverage of the meeting. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.